Welcome back, and thanks for being here on Thursday's edition of Your News Today. Changes in the weather as were expected. Still more to come. Still nothing more than a dusting to maybe on the very highest of sides for us in the viewing area. An inch of snowfall by around this time tomorrow. I'll update your latest forecast. We'll talk about a few watches and warnings. And as well, a few tornadoes that actually rolled through as part of that very strong cold front as it tore through parts of Kentucky. I know Boyle County registered and confirmed one tornado under 100 miles per hour. I think Mercer County confirmed another tornado at or just above 100 miles per hour. We here got to see the lighter side of that. Fortunately, no severe weather. Some pretty decent winds and some downpours at times, the likes of which we're still seeing a little bit of rain during the early evening hours, with more to come. More in your forecast in just a few moments. We will, as I took to the air via a drone over the Ivy Point Road project earlier today, just before the weather took a big 180. We'll also talk with H.B. Elkins from the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet in a few moments. All the updates you need to know about that project from start to finish, where it's at and where it's expected to be in about a year from now. As well as we will talk about some more financial good news for Johnson and Magoffin County today. Yesterday we spoke of Magoffin County receiving some good financial news, and today we'll touch on a bit more, as was addressed in the Governor's Team Kentucky update today. Egg prices. I had to do a little digging today. Everyone dealing with them, everyone upset with them. They, along with other food, of course, costs going through the roof for a variety of reasons affecting pretty much anything and everything we buy. But for eggs, it's a bit different. I did some reading today, and in case you're wondering, it's actually the avian flu that's led to, primarily at least, eggs right now averaging $4.25 a dozen. That's the national average today. And actually, if you look at the cost of eggs, they're up 60% from this time last year, over 10% from just 30 days ago. The single largest month-over-month increase in eggs this past month, of that 11% or so, since September of 73, if I'm not mistaken, from everything that I could read today. As you look at the cost of foods, or food cost for the month of December, groceries, the entire increase, which was 0.2%, which is significant from just a month, was entirely a result from the increase in the cost of eggs. How many laying hens do you have to lose to the flu to see this happen? 10%, which is about 40 million birds, which had to be destroyed this year or last, 2022, as a result of the avian flu. Some retailers are rationing literally how many dozens you can buy, and all are having to pass along very high costs of eggs. I'll be right back when we get to local headlines, and we'll take a look over, if you will, the Ivy Point Hill project in Sagersville. Need a little financial boost this time of year? Then stop by the new Sagersville Loan Company at the branch location of the Sagersville National Bank. They've got short-term loans, often in less than an hour, literally from $50,000 to $15,000. Stop in or give them a call at 349-3148, and Happy New Year from the new Sagersville Loan Company. There where every day starts, it's made and it ends. From hitting the floor to hitting the road and back, your feet carry the day's duties. And if you're hurting from what might be a work or sports or stress-related fracture you don't even know about, diabetic, or that all too often heel pain that just won't go away, or any type of pain or discomfort or in need of wound care, come to where they care.
Put your best foot forward and come visit our podiatry team. We care about our patients and their feet.
That's Dr. Cheney and her team at Hope Family Podiatry Center next to Hope Family Pediatrics on the Mountain Parkway. Ratliff & Ratliff Family Dentistry, locally and family-owned since 1969, is now proudly providing treatment for headaches, jaw and muscle pain. They offer trigger point therapy along with Botox to effectively treat and reduce symptoms of TMJ pain. And Dr. Beth Ann, member of the American Academy of Facial Aesthetics, also offers Botox therapy and dermal fillers for all of your cosmetic needs. Call 349-2812 to schedule an appointment and allow their highly trained and friendly staff to take care of all your dental and cosmetic needs. For obvious reasons, one of the last most severe or serious turns you have to navigate or have had to navigate historically on 460 West out of Sagersville is in the process of being straightened out. Motorists have seen concrete barricades, heavy machinery. Myself and others who live next to me in Dixie have had a really good shot, a visual out my back door of the Ivy Point Hill just starting to come down gradually, and it will continue to do so for many, many months. And with that in mind, I thought it was a good time to check in with H.B. Elkins from the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet to see how this project is going and to check in on a few others. Work more visible, if you will, from the Morgan County, if you will, side of the Ivy Point Hill, but it's a project that's going to ultimately take down the hill, going up, across, and down, well, both sides. It looks very impressive as to the work they've already done, but there is still much more earth to be moved, and we're still about a year out, possibly even a little bit more, before there will be fresh new pavement and a new route.
What we're doing here is realigning US 460 there at Ivy Point Hill. That's been the site of a number of wrecks over the years, and Transportation Cabinet is always safety oriented, so this was a project that we figured out that we could do to kind of realign the roadway there and make it a little safer. It's now that's the main route from Sayersville over to the northwestern part of McGoffin County and into Morgan County and on to West Liberty. And we know there's a lot of local traffic there, so this was a project that we figured out that we could do to realign that road, that curve, and that hill and make it a little safer. The bid was around $7.5 million, $7.5 million, and Frederick and May got the contract. Was awarded last year, late August, early September, and they're just now really getting started into the meat of the work. The excavation and the blasting has just gotten started. That'll get ramped up as we get into better weather and into the summer, and we don't expect a lot of traffic impacts until summertime. So the drivers will notice possibly some work and some delays there. Since a lot of it's on new alignment, most of the traffic impacts will be at either end where the new alignment will tie into the old alignment. So there shouldn't be a lot of traffic impacts until they really get started with the excavation work and the blasting.
As for a completion date, well, things of that nature are obviously largely dependent on Mother Nature, but Elkins says there is a firm done date of May the 1st of 2024.
So this project is going to be ongoing all through this year. Should get most of the excavation done this year and associated drainage work, and there'll be some residual work starts after the first of the year next year, and then probably the last thing you'll see is the final paving. We don't have a date yet to which we think we might be able to shift traffic onto that new alignment. A lot of times we'll get work done to the point where we can shift traffic onto a new alignment of a road and run on the base pavement and then do the final coat of asphalt under traffic. We don't know if that's going to be the case with this project yet or not. We may find that as we get toward the end of this year, if they've got the base down and the asphalt plant shuts down, we could run traffic on base on the new alignment, then put the final surface on next year. Or it may be we just continue to run traffic on the old alignment until the new section gets completed and opened, new pavement and all.
As for the existing alignment, the path that we've known historically of the Ivy Point Hill Road, well, it's going to stay largely in place. This new alignment's not affecting any residences, any access to those homes or properties by and large. The existing path could at some point be cut off, dead-ended. He's not quite for certain as of yet exactly where or how. And he's also reasonably sure, however, that at some point that existing roadway will be turned over to the county and become a county road, with Elkins asking for everyone's patience and understanding over the course of the next year or so, as with any project of this nature.
We always encourage safety through work zones. I mean, there may be some times that since it is kind of a new alignment, the major traffic impacts are going to be the tie-ins on the Sayersville and on the town end, and then on the other side, there may be some times that we have to stop traffic there or slow traffic down or do some restrictions. So we just always ask motorists, if they're driving through a work zone, to be very cautious, to be observant of the flaggers and the workers and the equipment operating there. And if there are any delays that come later this year, it's a short-term pain for what will eventually be a safer alignment of 460 through that area. Should cut down on the number of wrecks that we've had there and just be an overall more safe route.
Just a couple of quick updates as well. HB was able to give me a little bit of information on a few other things ongoing as far as the Mountain Parkway expansion project, which is going on, of course, down around Johnson Fork in that area, the big project, which will be a major change of alignment. That right now is considered to be 62% complete, where they're going to, of course, converge the two 4-lane sections and taking out that two-lane section in the middle with a brand new one, cross-country, if you will. Speaking of cross-country, a public meeting is expected to be held sometime late in February, maybe around the 27th, for the cross-country plan of widening the 4-lane or widening the 2-lane into a 4-lane from Sagersville to Prestonsburg on 114, what will be a completely new road as was declared by the state just weeks ago. Still in the planning and preparation stages, but right now he says they are planning a public meeting for that sometime towards the latter part of February. I will indeed keep you up to date. I also asked him briefly about the school bus accident. He actually brought that up on his own accord and said that as is the case when there's ever a fatality, and certainly an accident of this magnitude, a wreck of this magnitude, that engineers are assessing that particular area of Route 40 where the school bus crash happened on November the 14th to see if there are any possible improvements that they can make to prevent such things as that in the future. And he says he'll keep us up to date on all of those. I'll have you update on more news in just a second.
At Golden Law Office, our attorneys previously represented the nation's largest insurance and trucking companies, handling cases involving serious personal injury and death. We know their strategies, how they will defend the case, and what factors drive large settlements. The attorneys at Golden Law Office can use this inside knowledge to ensure your case is handled effectively and aggressively. Hiring Golden Law Office provides you with a strategic advantage. Call Golden Law Office today.
From Dustin, Megan, Michelle, Robin, Jessica, Keisha, and Diane, and myself, Jesse Rudd, owner and pharmacist at Parkway Pharmacy, we would like to wish you and your family a Happy New Year. May God bless.
The reassurance of getting your medications and over-the-counter needs at Sagersville's oldest and most trusted pharmacy, the convenience of curbside pickup and call-ahead service, and the fact that you can walk in, order to go, or sit down and get gourmet quality hot fudge brownies, nachos, shakes, coffees, hot dogs with homemade sauce, desserts, and more makes it more than your hometown Good Neighbor Pharmacy. It's a destination in downtown Sagersville, Frazier's Prater Drugstore. It doesn't get any sweeter than that. Banking from home or on the go has never been easier and will forever be an important and necessary part of life. And Sagersville National has been and will always be at the forefront of meeting and exceeding your financial needs and giving you the safest and most worry-free online and mobile banking so you can worry about the important things, like what's for dinner. They're there when you need them at the main and branch locations of the Sagersville National Bank. Turning to the Governor's Team Kentucky update today, he spoke on a number of topics: an economic update announcing 8 Kentucky companies receiving grants as part of the Small Business Innovation Research and Small Business Technology Transfer Matching Funds program. He announced increased child care options for Kentucky's military families, one of the first states to receive federal approval from the Department of Defense to help connect military families with quality child care through the Military Child Care in Your Neighborhood Plus program. You remind everyone that open enrollment, the deadline is January the 15th, just a couple of days. The governor says that Kentuckians have until the 15th to shop and enroll for health and dental coverage starting on February the 1st on the state-based marketplace Connect. That's kynect.ky.gov. The next open enrollment period will be later in November of this year. Some good news for Magoffin County and for Johnson counties, both under financial stress. It's not an unusual process. It's been in place for literally years, but it always, when there is a great magnitude or number of natural weather-related events or disasters, puts even more stress and strain on local governments who are having to pay upfront costs to fix and repair those damages. Bridges, tiles, roads that will ultimately be paid back from FEMA. Well, after some inquiry, there is a new fund that's been established and set aside, and Magoffin County is one of the most recent, and Johnson, to receive some assistance. The governor in his update today announced some additional Eastern Kentucky SAFE Fund awards going to communities and public entities who are impacted by the devastating late July floods. This week, about $4.5 million or a little more in funding approved for communities in Eastern Kentucky, and Johnson and Magoffin County fiscal courts and communities were among those 4.
If you remember, this is when I called a special session and the legislature, working in a nonpartisan way, both with each other and the administration, we were able to designate more than $212 million in state funds to help our Eastern Kentucky communities, just like we created a fund to help our Western Kentucky communities. So today I'm announcing nearly $4.6 million in additional awards from that fund. Payments going out this week include more than $70,000 to the city of Jenkins to fund a FEMA match, $25,000 to Johnson County Fiscal Court for a FEMA match that they need to fill, and $1.5 million to the Magoffin County Fiscal Court, as well as $3 million to the Perry County Fiscal Court, and those are to ease financial strain. Including these awards, we've now approved $23.8 million of these funds. There's going to be a lot more applications to come. We saw in the West that it takes time, and more of these awards are going to be in hard infrastructure like wastewater systems, where we know that over $1 billion worth of damage occurred. And so that takes a number of steps by these communities before they can apply for it. I believe in the end, every single dollar in this fund will be used. But we got to let people have the time to do it right and to make sure that they are spending the dollars well. We continue to look forward to additional applications, and we're working with the communities to make sure that we receive them.
I was able to speak to McGoffin County Judge Executive Matt Wyman via telephone a few moments ago. He just stepped out of a meeting and was in between another. But he referred to this money, $1.5 million, as an advancement, if you will, as counties like McGoffin have to pay up front for any repairs that have to be done after weather events or natural disasters, bridges, tiles, embankments, roads, and the like, and then later being reimbursed in part or in full by FEMA. And that process sometimes takes a considerable amount of time, and that can deplete all reserves, some or all reserves of cash that county governments need to operate on. And as such, to help alleviate that stress, this fund was established, and McGoffin, Johnson, and the before-mentioned counties are the most recent recipients thereof. Not necessarily any new money coming to local government, but certainly going a long way to help, again, alleviate some financial stress imposed on them by trying to keep everyone's roads, bridges, and the like passable and safe. We've got your calendar and your weather forecast. A lot of interested folks there wanting to know what we might see snow-wise on tomorrow, and we expect to see the rest of the evening. I'll pinpoint that to the best of my ability after these messages. Don't let Mother Nature be the one to remind you about your tires. Stop by Conley Tire and let them make sure that you're safe in getting from A to B. Tires, wheels, oil changes, brake repair, and maintenance. And be sure to click on ConleyTire.net for all the latest offers with 6 months no interest payments at Conley Tire or ConleyTire.net. I've got a birthday wish to begin tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar. Benny Farish, with a lot of love and best wishes from Sarge Rao and a long list of family and friends who phoned in. Happy 83rd birthday to you, Benny. Happy 83rd birthday to you. Birthday wishes tonight to Benny Farish. Happy birthday. Just a couple of quick reminders on the calendar. The community closet event still set for Saturday, February the 4th. They're asking everyone who can to bring some new or very gently used clothing, as well as maybe some other items that would be blessings to individuals, baby needs, and the like. And to all join at the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center Saturday, February the 4th at 9 a.m. Contact Janet Nichols. She can give you all the organizational information and everything you need to know if you'd like to be a part of this day-long event. The Water into Wine Food Pantry has their next commodity day set for the 18th, and that, of course, is 9 to 11:30 on Wednesday and Thursday the 19th for their senior commodity day. Those will be the last two this month of January of the new year, and this is, of course, a reminder how you get announcements just like these in the program, so I can tell everyone about a special birthday or anniversary wish or what you've got going on. Funeral service announcements brought to you nightly by the McGoffin County Funeral Home, and I've just learned a few minutes ago of the passing of Jimmy Howard, 69-year-old Jimmy Howard of Sagersville, who passed away earlier today at the UK Medical Center. Arrangements still incomplete at this hour, but being made under the care of the McGoffin County Funeral Home and to be announced soon. Again, 69-year-old Jimmy Howard. What we have here is our famous chicken sandwich at your Sagersville Lee's, which is also Saturday's special. You can get a chicken sandwich, wedges, and a drink for just $6. Friday's special is a liver or gizzard dinner with 2 homemade sides and a biscuit for just $5.79 plus tax. Let's recap. Chicken sandwich, Saturday special, or get it any day of the week. Fridays, livers or gizzards at your Sagersville Lee's famous recipe. Just like you can count on the fact that Christmas has come and gone, so too will the after Christmas sale at the seasonal shop. This might actually be the best time of the year when everything in the shop is 50% off. At least 50% off on everything Christmas inside the store, and other great bargains and specials posted practically every day. Didn't get everything on your Christmas list? Maybe need a late gift? Maybe want to get a head start on your decorating for next year? They're all perfect reasons to stop by now, as soon as you can. The Seasonal Shop in downtown Sagersville. Their annual Christmas sale is one of the biggest of the year. 50% off everything Christmas inside the shop until it's gone.
I'm Bill Tinker. I've spent the past 19 years defending insurance companies in car crashes, truck crashes, and slip and falls. Are you involved in a case like that? Is the insurance company giving you the runaround about your medical bills, your benefits, or your lost wages? Contact me at McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
Are you tired of the same old cell phone? Want a new phone, but really don't want to pay the hundreds of dollars up front for it? Appalachian Wireless has a deal for you. Get the phone you actually want instead of settling for a cheaper phone with the Appalachian Advantage plan. Instead of paying $600 or more for the best phone, simply pay the taxes up front and then a few bucks a month more on your monthly bill. Stop by your local Appalachian Wireless store or dealer today for more information. It's the better, simpler way to pay. And it's called the Appalachian Advantage because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
There is a winter weather advisory in effect, but only for far southeastern Kentucky and the upper elevations. We are out of that by a couple of counties, actually. And with that said, only expect to see up to an inch, and I think it's closer to nothing as of right now as far as snowfall. But it's going to be several light bands of snow they're going to pass over as we have a cold front that's passing over that, of course, causes spurred a couple of tornadoes, as I spoke of earlier, and some severe thunderstorms in a lot of places, but for us, just a moderate rain event that's still happening. We're still seeing a pretty good rainfall out there at the 6:30 time frame or near to, and those showers, as you can see, are just about to make their way out of here, leading us on into our 7-day and a timeline as to potential snowfall for tomorrow. A dusting to an inch right now is the give or take on it. Tonight, we expect to see, as you just saw, showers, not so many thunderstorms left in the tank on this one, definitely showers, continuing patchy fog, obviously. Lows right around 33 tonight, winds out of the northwest, 8 to 18 miles per hour or so. We're talking about another quarter of an inch of rain, probably on the high side of this. And tomorrow, there's going to be some lingering precipitation and snow. Showers are likely to be light and scattered, and they should be mainly between noon and 2. As for the time frame, that looks to be the changeover, if you will. And we're only going to see 35 for daytime highs tomorrow. It was a beautiful first half of your Thursday today, but things quickly changed, and we saw the end result. And temperatures, after they plummet tomorrow, will stay that way for the first half of your weekend, but we will recover quite quickly. Friday night, really a chance of some flurries up till late that night, but nothing more accumulating more than that. Really half inch or so is probably a good bet for us. 26 degrees tomorrow night, and then for your weekend, clearing out quite nicely, but not warming up. 37. Mostly cloudy skies to start on your Saturday, but they will give way to some sunshine. Skies will become sunny for the most part, and then be clear by Saturday night and during the overnight. And then we'll see the sun return and warm us up a few more degrees for the latter half of your weekend. Sunday, 45, mostly sunny, 28 that night, improving temperatures, improving conditions. Partly cloudy skies will wrap up the end of your weekend. And then we'll start off next week on a different note, a warmer one, but with more activity again. It's Kentucky. It's always active. There's something always going on. And next week, we're back to the low 50s, the upper 50s, even hitting the 60s by this time next week. Nighttime lows in the 40s, low to mid. We'll see partly sunny skies on your Monday, a slight chance of some showers, but a likelihood of showers by the time Tuesday and Wednesday roll around. Those showers not really affecting temperatures all that much, and even warmer still again on your Thursday, where we should see right around 61 degrees. The sun looks to make its first return since Monday of next week, but still a continued 70% chance of some showers on next Thursday. I think that's going to be early Thursday. They should maybe pull out and give us some sunshine, and temperatures again right around the 60-degree mark. And that's going to do it. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Stay in, stay warm if you can, and stay dry. And stay tuned to Your News Today. We'll wrap up this week on tomorrow night when I hope to see you next time. Thank you for watching.